social media in general. So Facebook and Meta, which iHeart, people think iHeart is radio. We bought literally 12 digital companies. We do everything from TV commercials, which is not broadcast TV, OTT. OTT is classified as over the top, right? So when you're on Hulu, Sling, not Netflix and all commercials.
Those Hulu people call me and ask me if I want to do ads.
Yeah, but anything digital TV wise, it's cut the cable, cut the cord, right? That's where our space sits. And years ago, we jumped into space. We didn't tell anyone. We just started purchasing companies. Well, the reason being is no one knows, is 75% of the people in Jacksonville cut the cord. There's no broadcast in their house at all. So that's why when you go to buy a cable TV spot, they're literally selling to you for $5 to $10 a spot.
Right.
Unless it's a prime show. Then they sell you your network, your zip code, your zones, however you play the game. But when they send you a report and they say, hey, this is how many people we have listed watching our TV broadcast, that's based off Nielsen. That's everyone who lives in the household. So any numbers that you're seeing are all fictitious and false.
Yeah.
So I'll teach you a way how radio is measured. You might know how radio is measured. It's called a PPM meter. You must wear it. If you stop moving, it shuts off. And as you're moving, it picks up the frequency that you're listening to. So radio, and for all this time, people said, well, there's no way to measure attribution. That's a lie with total audience. No, you physically have to wear my meter. But we pay them to wear our meters. Because any other way, we wouldn't have statistics and ratings and rankers and everything else in the market, right? So that's how radio is measured. So little the goes right here. You give them your age, ethnicity, your background, how much you make, the whole kit and caboodle. And that's where radio projects, who we're targeting and how we're targeting them. As of right now, on any given day, there's over 100 meters in the market. So it's pretty decent size sample. We're saying, hey, guess who lives at this house? There's 6 people in that household. So I'm taking everyone's house to could be possibly watching, right? Let's get back to that. So in 2019, Congress, anybody watched the Zuckerberg trial? Everyone saw how Congress slammed Zuckerberg. So I have versatile tactics in an arsenal that should be illegal. I got a product where I take a picture of your house and send it to my client. And everyone asks for what, right? So I can show the client how much your house is worth, what your cars in your driveway you're driving, what you're financing, and basically what your shopping habits are. Well, Meta wasn't doing that, but what they were doing is when you sign up for the terms and conditions, anything that you did, anything that you went to, your banking information, for instance, collecting those data. That's why Facebook had a huge boom, because they have everything on you. So if I wanted to target me, I'm not Hispanic, but I'm Spanish. If I want to target a Spanish male that makes this household income with this many kids in the house, because they know what kids I have. We all shop on our cell phones. So they now have my IP address. So now that they have the IP address for this cell phone, the IP address is coming from what? Correct. Now they got my TVs. Now they got my wife's phone. Now they got my 10-year-old daughter's phone. Now they get the 3-year-old's iPad.
Your 10-year-old daughter has a phone?
Yeah.
Don't tell my son, please.
Yeah. It's mostly for cheerleading and staying out places, just security reasons.
Yeah.
So when Mark Zuckerberg was asked those questions, right, he couldn't answer them. It should be illegal to have the information that he was collecting on everyone. But it worked. It worked for real estate. It worked for everything on the sun. The reason why I say no is for the fact being is they can't target that way anymore. They target off.
Yeah, they took it off. I noticed.
Everything. And it was getting so bad. We'll get to this discussion. Politics are getting involved. Like they knew everything you were looking at every moment of your life. And so when politics got involved, that's when the politicians said, hey, we haven't had a conversation because you're skewing things, right?
Right.
Now it goes off of the information that you give them. Age, gender, and a couple interests that you look at on Facebook, period. Right? So social media marketing used to be great. It's not great. They'll tell you they'll get you an introduction at like $250, $500, or you can put a little bit in your kitty and we'll spend it. You guys can spend your money elsewhere. That's more effective. Right? And even for the small realtors that our new AEs handle and stuff like that, I tell them to save their money. Unless you're going to a big co-op fund with other people, it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. You'll never hit the frequency. You'll never hit the reach that you need to reach to be effective in anything that you do. Right? The biggest thing that I found for this guy, this size group of people, brokerage firm, is email marketing. Some of the stuff that I can target is absolutely insane. And here's one of the good things that we do have in our arsenal. And I'm not saying use me by any means necessary. You guys do your own stuff. This is not a sales pitch. This is teaching you all stuff, right? That if you get with a good email company, you can actually target people looking for houses. People looking to sell houses.
When you say email company, what do you mean by that?
People that are for email lists.
Oh, okay.
Because when you get be careful, right? So there's two types of emails. There's spam email that you can buy, or they're called double opt-in email lists. Your double opt-in is saying, yes, I want you to track me and look at my stuff. And once again, yes, I want you to do it, right? So that's where the spam compliant comes into play there, right? So when spam compliant comes into place, none of my emails, like you might know who Realtree Camo is.
Yeah.
They're the second largest camo company in the country.
On Mossview.
I handle, well, they're even more. I handle most of
What is
them.
the name?
Realtree.
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 Is it like a hunting?
Hunting,
Yeah.
hunting,
Oh.
fishing,
Real trees.
Oh.
everything.
Do you do their website too?
I don't have anything on website. I don't need any websites. And, oh, iHeart does websites. I don't recommend iHeart touch anything on websites.
Okay, good.
It's absolutely horrible.
Got it.
It's horrible. The whole point I'm telling you that is this Realtree was never a B2C company. It was a licensing company, right? So with a licensing company, I make the pattern, I sell it to Walmart, I sell it to Dick's, they create the shirts, they get profit. I convince them to create their own online store now. The first year they did $4 million for selling direct to consumer, right? How we did that is true email campaigns that target only hunters. There was no waste. Every person who saw an email was an active hunter in the past 90 days, which means they went to a website, they're looking at hunting information, they're looking at camo gear on Amazon, anywhere, and they opted in just for us to have their information. That's it.
And then what, you just email them directly from the store? Like from this?
No, I build the whole thing out. I build so I get with my digital team, they create a email.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I send it off from the back end. Realtree does nothing. All they do is get the clicks and the calls and everything.
Just because they said that they agreed to something like, to get stuff like that.
Correct.
Interesting.
And it doesn't go to spam folders.
How does it go to spam?
It's double up to date, spam compliant.
So when you click on
So
things,
basically,
like yes, yes, yes.
so realistically, like, so we all been to websites, right? And it said accept cookies.
Yeah.
Right? You have to do it. Matter of fact, fun fact, that's going away.
Oh, except cookies is going on.
Cookies is going away. Congress is like, it's illegal, but it's going away. But stuff like that is basically building a profile on you and taking all your information.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where these companies are getting around this information. Digital advertising in the next year is going to be extremely tough. Unless you get with a data company who already has the information. Right? What else do you do?
What do we do?
So marketing wise, questions.
Yes, SEO. So sorry to interrupt you.
Your point.
So I really want to learn more about that because you and I talked briefly. Search engine optimization.
And I sent you the report, didn't
Maybe I have like
I?
130 people to learn.
So search engine optimization is keyword targeting. SEM is search engine marketing. SEM is pay per click. It's not that. Right? So here's the difference. The difference is that we all go put something on the internet, and you see those 5 top categories that we post. SEM is nothing but pay per click. For what you guys do, it's not a bad play. Let's hear why. I take you all are self-employed brokerage of the care, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you will have your own LLCs in your name. First of all, anything in marketing is a tax write-off. You don't know it's tax write-off. Comes off your income, zing it out. SEM is not bad because you can go on there and as soon as someone starts searching, sell my house, your ads are gonna pop up. And what's cool is you can control it. You say, I got $500 a month, throw it, let's see what happens. You're only gonna spend $500. That's it. And it's over with it. Right? So you get all those clicks, all the clicks, you get a full dashboard, all the clicks are tracked, you even phone calls are tracked. And if you want them to record your phone calls, then they will. They can set up a back-end tool to record all phone calls so you understand of what's happening.
And it has to be agreed upon by all parties, correct?
Yeah.
In Florida? Yeah. I was told that
No.
was illegal.
You just have to say it at the beginning,
All
right?
it has to say is phone calls are recorded for quality assurance.
And if they don't agree, then they hang up.
Right, yeah.
You can't agree
It's a
on-
mutual agreement.
Yeah, but realistically, it's 9 out of 10 people are gonna say yes.
Because we have the opportunity to record our calls on our CRM, but I don't let you guys because of the legality of it, because then you purposefully would have to start every conversation, like, do you agree, or whatever, so.
Well,
I think it's like, you just can say, just let you know that this is a recorded line.
so but you can't add that onto your phone list, your call-in number for like $20 a month.
Yeah.
It's an automated system that'll save it for you as soon as your phone.
An old realtor that used to work with me, she's actually got sued, for like, do not call, and, yeah. And by another realtor who was selling his house. Isn't that crazy?
Do you all have your own separate websites?
Well, under our platform, but yes, they each individually have their own website
Who
URL.
build the websites out of that? Your build?
Remember you looked at it,
Oh, yeah.
which I was gonna talk to you about, but you said iHeart Radio, no bueno. I'm
No,
not-
did she ever hit you up? I hear your number now.
It's okay, don't worry about it, we'll talk later.
No, I'll just reach out.
I did want you to explain to them, because I'm still blown away about it. Remember we talked about the name, like nobody owns the name.
Yeah, trademarks. Trademarks are huge. And this is happening more and more. This is going to be off the category, but there's hedge funds coming in buying all AC, plumbing, and electrical companies, right? And if you don't leave your computer on, do it to you, you're a mistake. It's cheap. If you're doing extremely well as a broker, and I want to aggravate and make her life a living hell, all I'm going to do is go buy her trademark to her name. If you're not trademarking your name and your logo, that's a problem. It's cheap, do it.
I need to get with you. I had sent you an email because you sent me that
Link.
website, and then I was like, there were so many options. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge.
But you were saying something about buying my name, like the name, the word.
Yeah,
You were like, nobody owns your word,
yeah, your name, your domain, everything.
not the trademark though. It was like on the SEO thing.
Yeah, so SEO, SEM. SEO is when you get into search engine optimization, that's keyword targeting at that point, right? So when you get into SEO, it's always perfect to buy your name. Like right now, I actually did a local deal in Jacksonville with a electrical plumbing and AC company. They had no clue, and mind you, this is a $50 million company that just got bought out. And they didn't even own their name in SEO. So basically what happens is you get a guy like me, let's just say Griffin Services or Wakeoff. Wakeoff AC finds out that no one owns Griffin Services name under SEO. Every time someone searches Griffin Services, Wakeoff AC is popping up.
They
There's
bought the
they're
name.
targeting the name under keywords.
I need to buy mine like ASAP.
And when I say buy,
Do they know that someone bought it?
I didn't even know.
Or
what
is this like
it
kind of like a secret?
multiple people can buy it. The problem is that as more people buys it, and let me just make this now. Does anybody know how many times Google changes an algorithm?
like every 2 seconds.
13,000 times. You can't beat Google. What Google knows is if she's Sandbar Realty, then you go buy it, then you go buy it, then you go buy it, and I try to go buy it too at the same time. Because you're not taking ownership. You're taking ownership in a search is what you're taking ownership of. Right? The prices are going up to a point that you can't afford them.
But like if somebody buys her name, does she know who all the different people that bought it?
No.
No, I didn't even know it was a thing until I talked. I'm like, wait, what?
I have a back-end system that'll tell me who owns what and where. I can pull stuff like that up, but she'll never get it for it.
And you can see if somebody's trademarked or
I
not.
can see who's targeting those keywords.
So do you?
No, trademark's trademark's different.
Yeah.
Trademark is through the federal government saying, for instance,
Like the Kardashians.
a slogan or something, right?
Okay.
Like that guy who did the UFC fights. Let's get ready to rumble. He trademarked "Let's get ready to rumble" at any fighting event. Does anybody know how much money he made every time he said that? $5 million. $1 million. Every time he said it.
Bruce Buffer.
Yep. So then Bruce Buffer, when Bruce Buffer died, had to go to court and say, "Here's my whole thing on my brother's information. He's transferring it over to me now, so no one can come out and steal it from Bruce Buffer's book instead." So they did the whole transition.
The realtor logo, the R.
Yeah.
That's trademark.
Right.
You can only use it specifically to what their guidelines are, right? You can't use it for anything else. Is there a way, like, if I wanted to just say, hey, I want help buying the name and whatever, is that something you guys offer? So I don't have to do it?
SEO?
Everything.
Like so we're talking about trademark and then like having somebody else's keywords.
No, your trademark by.
Like can she do that with another company? Can
We
she
don't offer keywords, yes.
the keyword part, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know the keyword, but where you said another company that you were using the air conditioning company as an example. Can she do that with other
Yes.
Okay. So how do you do that?
Through Google or a company that does it.
But you gotta
See,
know.
I do it through Google. Like there's no secret about
So
it.
that's not a trademark situation or is that
No,
is it different?
No,
Okay.
it's different.
Okay.
It's a trademark only comes to your company's name.
Okay.
Period.
Think of it as like starting a new business. You do the EIN, you do your
Yes.
website, whatever, but you also trademark what you just started, right?
Right.
That's the part of your brand.
Mm-hmm.
This is marketing.
Yeah, so realistically, let's just think of this. If I decided to be an asshole and go trademark Sandbar Realty, I'd give you a 30-day cease and desist and that's to your whole company. You're using my brand. My brand. And mind you, any money that you make after that 30 days, I could be a bigger asshole, not say nothing. Any money that you make after 30 days under that brand, it comes to me.
So why aren't a lot of people doing this?
People won't play petty wars.
Yeah.
It's basically like buying a domain.
Yeah.
And whenever you buy the domain and no one has it yet, someone's willing to pay you a lot of money for it. That's what happens. Trademarks are the same way. Are they really going to sue you? No. But
Yeah.
they're going to go to her and say, "Hey, look,
It's like
I have
blackmail.
this. What
Yeah.
do you have? It's extortion,
Yeah.
but it's legal extortion."
I own about 59 URLs, domain names, because when I think of good ideas, what you just said,
Smart.
when I think of ideas, I go and buy the URL. And I have several.
Have you sold any?
It's like stop. I have several domains that are worth thousands of dollars.
Have you sold any?
No, I'm letting them do. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, the URL game is a totally different game. In the early '90s, people made millions upon millions of dollars to just go ahead and learn buying URLs. That's what they call the .com boom, basically.
Yeah.
When the internet took off and you can actually purchase this stuff,
Yeah.
and people became.
And if you guys have ideas, go and see if it's available because, as the metaverse grows, I feel like with the whole
Oh, you don't want to do it.
Bitcoin and the online NFT stuff, like I feel like that will have a big part of it.
It will.
Yeah.
Before 2030, you'll have 25% of the nation's population working in the metaverse. Right now, I'm working a $4 million deal with a learning company and Roblox.
And what?
I'm merging this learning
Roblox is a
company inside of Roblox. It's a $4 million deal. So they'll be able to activate their lessons and everything inside the game Roblox because their target audience is 13, 18. So they're looking for. Legally, I can't target anyone. So this is the only way I can merge them into something I keep. iHeart's all over metaverse.
we just launched, well, not launched, but we just kind of, so there's certain pieces of the company I'm putting together. We did our we talked about the meta workplace. So we're learning that and getting that set up, and it's been good so far, I think. What do you think? Yeah. Well,
The metaverse is going to be very interesting just because Generation Z, they don't want to go anywhere. They want to have goblets planted to their heads, and that's where they want to work. That's what they
Player
want
one.
to do. And that's why they say, as of right now, if you have kids and you take technology out of their hands, you're making a mistake.
Yeah.
Because it's the age of the technology. Like you got to have these kids have to understand what's going on in this world.
You gotta have those few who see it from an outside perspective.
That's the thing is that, like, the other way to think about it is because everybody's gonna go into that, it's kind of like college. Wait until you see what plumbers are making and electricians are making and handle that in 10, 20 years from now when no one is.
Well, they're
changing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's one and the other. It's just,
So my $4 million deal I'm working right now is just, you're exactly right. So
Yeah.
this company, so that we all aware of school budgets, right? They cut all trades out of high schools. No one knows what they want to do.
Mhm.
My high school I went to, they had a health academy, they had a shop class, and a company
Yep.
class.
Yep.
Majority of the
Oh, man.
this company, and at first, this deal was so easy, I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not gonna lie to you. So I went to their website, and what they do is they teach trade skills online. So you do a personality test, you do what your interests are, and it matches you to a career path based off of what you selected and what you picked. Right? And it's the history from 13 to 18 years old. So I went there and I was like, this can't be that good. 3 things that popped up underneath: sales and marketing, marketing, sales, and then business administration. Hit me on the head.
Right.
Like it was insane. I was like, I had to go deeper into this. Then when I got deeper into it, it got very specific, right? So for this company, that's a $700 million company, all they do is they take a 13-year-old, an 18-year-old, an 18 years old. Now, by law, they're introducing them to trade schools because they know the lack of resources that we have.
Right, yeah.
But inside these sites that this company has, it's built a portion over here how to work on cars. What they virtually.
Mhm.
So you can technically build an engine inside this site by connecting pieces together. Then they have plumbing, then they have nursing, then they have this, then they have that. Carrying the kids. Future. Instead of making this boring, what other questions y'all
What all does heart rate do?
have? There's nothing you don't do.
So are you providing a service to a lot of different companies, or are you specifically just working with iHeart?
I work for her.
Okay.
Provide services across the whole country.
Okay.
What's the number one item or service you guys offer that all of your current clients like?
There isn't one. So if anybody trying to sell you a bundle package, sure. Because what works for you won't work for her. What works for her won't work for her. They're not this whole team. You must customize everything you build. I got some clients, like right now, I have a local client in front of the family, Jack Hanania. I handle all his audio stuff, right? What works for Jack Hanania, my dad's a partner in Coggin. Won't work for Coggin.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different brands, totally different segments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to customize what someone's doing, right? And what are their KPIs? What are they trying to accomplish? You guys are trying to get referrals. You guys are trying to sell homes, right?
Organic, we want organic people. We wanna.
Yeah.
We don't want organic, right? Is that what he's saying? Is that we want to target, like targeting and organic are kind of.
But we want genuine, real data, not the fake ones.
So organic's going to come from your search engine optimization through your websites, right? That's going to be your organic traffic. SEM, pay-per-click, that's organic traffic, right?
Mm-hmm.
When someone hears an ad through streaming audio or my podcasting platform or audio, right? They're organically coming to your website because they have to go on the internet now, type in who you are, they go. That's an organic attraction, right? An email is not organic because in an email, it's going to be who you are, a video about what you do, or testimonials. Because that's the biggest first thing out right now is testimonials, and it's a click to the website. There's nothing organically happening. See what I'm saying? But the cool part about this, we can still attract new users from the email who's never been to your site. Are y'all familiar with Google Analytics?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's there. I look at the page and I'm like,
It's huge. It's,
over my head.
learn it. Learn it, learn it, learn it. Reason being is you can figure out from Google Analytics if what you're doing is effective. I can make it walk, talk, and dance, right? And 2 years ago, I didn't care about it. Really did. We had all these digital products, and I'm like, giddy up, I'm just gonna go sell this. Have a nice day. But you learn to tell a story, right? Because Google Analytics has all these categories that confuse you, right?
Yeah.
Sessions, bounce rates, time spent on site, page views, the whole 9 yards, right? But what's important in what I said? Page views, time spent on site.
Yeah.
How many new people do you have coming? And this is what you track of.
Uh-huh.
Not just new people. How many returning people left your site, came back to your site to look at something that you had to offer? And from y'all's perspective, you can go in there and set up conversions, like what houses they're looking at, what zip codes they're looking at. It's very, very strong. It's worth learning.
So let me ask you a question. I'm sorry, I'm asking a lot of questions.
You're fine.
Because I know I have we have the business Google account, and I have access to the analytics, and then I look at it and I'm like, no idea. So
Send it to
is
me.
it better for me to hire somebody like you to handle all that?
For you, no. Just send it to me and I'll dissect it for you. I'll send you a log on information and just give me read access.
And then you adjust things back there, right, to make it better?
No, I won't adjust nothing.
No, I'm just saying, but is that the goal for people to?
No, Google Analytics, you'll adjust nothing on.
I think she's asking, why do I
When you look at
need
it,
to
how do
know?
you make it better? Like what steps to make?
So then you have to look at from a marketing standpoint. What am I doing? So, damn, I wish I had some. I should have brought my laptop. I didn't want to give this guys. So Google Analytics, it's going to give all your marketing what you're doing. So if you're doing email, it's going to give you email. If you're doing SEM, it's going to give you SEM on the right-hand column. And it's going to tell you how effective everything's being.
So then you can know, okay, this isn't as effective, so I'll do more of
Right.
the.
And mind you, Facebook, the Facebook conversation, it has a 98% bounce rate. It means someone came on the site for less than 5 seconds and stayed, which means it was fat fingered. And they're like, oh shit, and they went right back down. The 98% bounce rate is what it is. It's called fat fingered, right? Not that I'm totally against social media marketing, right? But if you're going to use social media marketing, it's more of a testimonial that you're sharing out to people.
I got an email on the 9th. It says from Google Analytics, and it says Universal Analytics standard properties will stop processing, and I guess they want me
They're
to
changing it.
switch to
Yes,
something else.
yes.
GA4.
Now, when you say marketing, is marketing and advertising is the same thing?
It's the exact same thing.
And what form should so for our brokerage here, right? We're expected to put out digital pieces of advertising in order to create organic leads that will click on our website, right?
Sure.
I guess the question is, and what exactly are those ads? Are we talking about pages or like? I don't like ads on Facebook. That kind of makes sense to me. So
It's called action, right?
okay.
So the best thing you guys could do, and Kieran did not tell me to say this, but I'm just gonna be real with you, is collectively do something together where it becomes like a round robin, basically, right? For this many people sitting at a table. Now, I don't know if she wants to do this, but that's what I would do, right? Because your contribution, hers, hers, his, you go from having a kitty this big to now a pool of money this big, so now we can do something that's more effective, right?
Yeah.
And there's a way to do a round robin with the CRM machine. I've seen it. Yeah. The leads are going to come in as they're coming in now. You can direct them to the CRM, right? But that can be anything from an email campaign to a banner campaign to anything. Everything outside of your normal scope, besides picking up the phone and calling someone, is marketing. Signs out in the road is marketing. That's why it's illegal. Because the city's not getting paid for you to post your stuff in their ground. That's how they feel, right? It's all marketing. It's how much are you going to do and what's the intensity you're going to hit it.
Yeah.
As a brokerage collectively or individually by agent should be investing in type of ads or Facebook?
I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I don't think anybody in this room is making enough money to do it on their own. Now, small things, yes. When you want to get into big thing and drive leads, and when I say, I'm talking about sending out an email campaign of 200,000 people.
Mass quantity.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
all
right?
numbers.
It's a numbers game. Now, do I think you're going to spend $2,000 a month on your own? Probably so. Because you're more effective, right? But if you keep doing the same thing, you're only going to get the same results.
Definition of insanity.
And you need to hit new people all the time. So you need a company, I send an email, it's always refreshing your list, right? Or if you look at the social media way, the display banners, like for instance, this is getting crazy, but you know, display banners you see on Microsoft, Fox News, on the right hand side showing up.
Yeah.
Their frequency count that's like a 20. That means if I get 100, because in the digital world, you don't pay by cost. You pay by cost per thousand. That makes sense? So if every 1,000 people you reach, depending on what you're doing, can cost you $15 to $40, right? Well, some of these companies out there, their frequency cap for a typical person is like a 30. So that means I'm wasting 30 impressions on hitting somebody that doesn't give a shit about what I'm doing. So now I'm wasting money. You gotta find out what's being effective for you. That's why Google Analytics is so
And
important.
that's why y'all always hear me, everything in life, measure, measure, measure. But you gotta know how to do that. That's why Scott's here.
Social media is basically a waste of time.
Social media is a waste of time.
Can I interject on that, please? It's not for what we do because I feel like we're involved, like, with the community and having a real personable.
Hold on.
I think like a backup.
You're talking about like our.
Two different things. Are you buying social media or are you using your social network? Okay, so social media.
It's her brand. It's
Yeah.
her brand.
I'm talking about when you buy social
Oh, yeah,
media,
right.
it's a waste of time because the way they used to target was phenomenal. It was amazing. Like,
He's essentially,
Yeah.
he means like social media advertising.
so
Using your own social media is actually the best thing we can do bang for your buck because it's free and it puts you in front of these people.
So does anybody know who Oracle is?
Yeah.
They're the largest data company in the world.
Yeah.
Facebook used to use them. We saw the things that were coming. We now have a partnership with Oracle. We have a partnership. We get all our data from our streaming audio, our podcasting. We get all that stuff, right? Facebook doesn't any longer, right? So your social organic to find consumers, yes, keep using that. That's absolutely huge. The number one thing that we tell you to do on Facebook is when you're a happy homeowner and you're taking the picture of that key and you're signing that damn paperwork, we'll be like, hey, you got 5 minutes just to do a quick testimonial video with me, talking about your experience. That's it. And here's a $20 gift card to go get some food in your house for the first time. Whatever you want to do, right? That's the biggest thing that's working right now. Because the problem is the average person doesn't understand it because you're not in my field. But it goes back to this world is insane right now, right? From countries fighting countries to politics fighting politics to a carton of eggs costing $12. No one any longer trusts anybody out there besides testimonials. Because FCC passed a regulation and a new law that you can no longer give fake testimonials. I can't do it. Larry Rose can't go on the internet and say, Griffin Services, the radio, is the best company in the world and never once used them. Back in the day, you could do it. As of a week ago, you can't do it.
I can go back.
You've got to give real, genuine testimonials, right? And if you don't think the public knows this, it's a mistake.
I've gotten several, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys, is I've gotten several people call, and the reason they said that they chose Sandbar is because they looked at our testimonials and then the responses. They were genuine.
On the reviews.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Several.
And
Outbeat many other people because of that. So
And that's
so
why it's all
important.
here. And the next step is video testimony.
Yep.
It's the biggest thing. It's impactful. If you listen to all my spots across the country, unfortunately you can't, but I'll send some to her. They're all testimonials. Everything I do is a testimonial. I handle Chick-fil-A. You've seen the Chick-fil-A commercials?
I do marketing.
Did you? Out of Atlanta?
I did grand openings through Atlanta, but I just worked for 2 stores here in Jacksonville. Joe Mayo.
I know Joe. He is Oakley from Elmore.
Yeah, those were the 2 I worked for 6 years.
Todd Coleman's a good golfer. They'll never bet any money. So we get with our legal counsel, Chuck Campbell, Eric, San Jose, Chris, right. It's funny. And here's how crazy this world is, and this isn't a toot my horn, but it's just explain to you. They work with the largest average management agency in the world. It's called People's Meeting. They go around them, and I handle their stuff for Jacksonville. They don't want them touching their stuff. Because I'm a local field. I understand what's going on in the market. Fearless is just spots and dots, numbers. They want their 15% commission and walk away. Eric, Joe, Chuck, all those guys advocating the corporate of how they want to stay local, and they stay local. But if you notice Chick-fil-A's commercials, where are they? All testimonials.
Yeah.
And when you see that this testimonial was a paid advertisement, it's basically off the new FCC regulations. You can't waste no one's time any longer. You must pay them for their time. They must put that on. But yes, keep using social media organically, not paid wise.
So you said that like the whole email, finding an email company or whatever is probably a really good option. Would you suggest certain ones or like,
Yeah,
where would we start with that? Okay.
And not saying you have to do it, right? But what I tell you to do is look at my targeting and and go find 3 other companies and bid me out.
Can you send us like your sheet, your
Yeah.
pricing? Yeah.
It's just my targeting is just stupid. It's really stupid. We guarantee 10% open ratio. We keep track of absolutely everything. It goes directly to Google Analytics. We track everything, and you can be super cost effective, right? Now I haven't looked up for your brand, right? But I only use me if I can target people looking to buy a home. That's it.
We want to focus on the listing. Both.
So you want to list homes?
Both.
Okay, so people are looking to sell a home and people are looking to buy a home. So you technically, in your email campaign, you build out. Are you looking to buy a home or are you looking to sell a home? And you can have 2 different websites, 2 different URLs, they're going to 2 different places, depending on what they're trying to do. And mind you, we say this again, this is not a sales pitch, guys. Like, I don't work locally in Jacksonville unless I'm really good friends with you. I love Kier to death, but I've never done business with her, so it's not a sales pitch.
Yeah, no,
If you
I posted something and he reached out to help me.
Yeah, because so she posts something on Facebook, and dumbasses who know nothing, don't know nothing about marketing, starts telling her stuff. And guess what they told her to use? Social media marketing. Social media marketing is the greatest thing in the world. You're killing it.
They told me to put my face on the back of the grocery cart.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking him. When Dixie reached out to me and wanted me to be exclusive at whatever on San Jose.
That's a great point. Shop someone next. I do. Right?
I don't even go.
How long were their receipts?
CVS. They're not longer than CVS though.
Do you know why?
Because they advertise on the back.
You know how much that costs people? Shitload, guys. I mean, it's stupid. I literally laughed at them. I've literally called people and I said, hey, look, I'm a national director for iHeart. I'm not calling to pitch you. I'm calling to tell you how stupid your advertisement is. I just want to let you know. And they go, oh, can you explain to me why? And we have a conversation and they thank me. Right? And 6 months later, I'll get a phone call from one of their buddies. Hey, you called up so-and-so and you told them advertising is stupid. You're an honest guy. What do you have for me? Because typically when I deal with companies, I'm only dealing with the chief marketing officer. That's too long having a conversation. I'm the CEO, right? So for me to reach out and tell someone they're so stupid, it's like basically trying to go for me and no, it's dumb. Because no one listen. Shopping cart, right? Who has kids?
Okay.
I don't carry my 3-year-old around. Where's she in my shopping cart? Where's her back against?
Kira's face. Yeah, I know, that's why I didn't do it.
Or realistically, and you want to think of stuff, right? So I'll teach you a little trick. You know, everything in a grocery store is negotiable. Space shelf, high level, everything else. I got a grocery cart that came up to my waist, and I'm walking like this. What am I looking at? Not Kira's face. Now, if I'm a single dude, I might be like, oh, she's cute, she's attractive. Let me go mess with her. That's not who you're looking for.
We have more like walking around the
Yeah.
grocery store all day.
Yeah, you got a better chance of trying to pick her up than let me tell you. That's how this game works, right? People will call you for stupid stuff and tell you how great and wonderful it is. Billboards. We used to own the company. We just sold the company, right?
The Sandy people are on the billboard right now.
Yeah, they're stupid.
So you think it's like Outfront Media?
Corporate's got one.
Yeah, oh yeah, Outfront Media wants me to do
But let me explain the difference between you.
used to pay for it yourself.
Let me ask you a question. So it goes into a co-op fund. You don't pay. Let me ask you a question. If I show you two logos, and one that says Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna show you what it's doing. One says Chick-fil-A and one says Sandbar. What do you think when you think of Chick-fil-A?
cows.
All I know the good stuff.
What do you think of Sandbar? That's what people say.
Cows at the beach.
You would have to put a message on a billboard. Mind you, billboards would cost you like $2,100 a month up to $4,000 a month, depending on what you do. And if you do a digital billboard, it's on a 14-second rotation. But it's not what you want to do because it's a waste of time and money unless you're a big brand.
Can I ask a question about that? Because obviously the rule of thumb I've heard is like people need to see something at least 4 to 6.
It's called frequency.
Right. So having a billboard and then having a shopping cart and then having an email. So in that aspect of that,
Because you're having a shopping cart where? In one location.
correct. But it,
At that one location, what's the chance of somebody understanding that?
but if let's say I do that on San Jose and I want to market and focus on that as a farming area, but then I get a billboard
Okay.
in San Jose and then
How many of you all grocery shop?
ship does it.
Cool. How fast do y'all travel?
How fast do you travel to the grocery store?
How fast do you just regularly drive?
We're usually texting and driving.
80 miles.
Okay, cool. Name one billboard you remember off the top of your head.
Ask Gary.
Attorneys, Sandy and
Wait,
whatever.
Mind you, as Gary spends $700,000 in Jacksonville radio, they spend $1 million in TV, and they have billboards. You remember a brand, you don't remember a product, right?
Right.
Okay. So, can anyone tell me a small business or a medium-sized business that you remember from billboard? No, it's not there. Okay. We all shop here. How often do y'all shop?
All the time, every day on
All
average.
right. Kira's not the first person they want to stick inside a grocery cart. Someone please tell me when you remember. You don't remember it because
Yeah,
you don't
that's
see
real.
it.
I know. So very
It doesn't matter, right? Just out of sight, out of mind. Your whole goal in marketing in this type of business, right, is A to B. I need you to come from here to this site
Directly.
to look at my listings, period.
That's why listings are so important because they generate organic buyers.
You don't
Because
get
this is my question. I feel like most of the or whatever we get, like whenever I get a call or I get a lead, they're always like, "Oh, I didn't mean to put my number in, or I didn't want to put my number in. I just they wanted to get to a certain point,
Yep.
saw what they saw, then screw it."
All right.
That's objection handling at that point.
Let me ask you a question.
They had interest.
Who cares? Because the fact being we're coming with that raises, that just means I'm not ready at this moment.
Correct.
I'm researching, right? You know how many times I've been told no, guys?
That's how business works.
You're right.
90 to 8 no's.
Mind you, I'm a very high D personality and ADD. You tell me now, I want to flip the table, right? Because it's aggravating. You get to the point, I get a CMO, you get a CEO on the phone, he's like, I'm just not interested. You didn't tell me no. It means I haven't, you have his interest. I haven't found it. I had a guy that called me up 7 years ago and told me no. I'll show you the email. Called me up 2 days ago.
Mhm.
We got a grant from the government for $7 million. I want to spend it with you.
That's why the drip.
Why? I asked him, why? Because I like what you have to say. At the time, I wasn't ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
This means you haven't piqued my interest. My father being a partner in Goggin. You know where you go at test drives, guys? Not for you to drive the damn car. I want you to melt in the seat. I want you to feel the engine. I want you to
go drive that car right now.
Go make
I-
right now.
I technically want you to lick the paint off the car. Then no matter what price I show you, this doesn't matter. None of this matters. Because now, and understand, because it goes for houses. It's no longer, it's an emotional buy. It's a feeling. You guys are selling the number one luxury purchase someone's gonna make your life. Car's number 2, right? Is it difficult? Yeah, but when you sell it, it pays you extremely well, right?
Yep.
So you got to hit the emotional side of the buy. And that's your guy. Oh, I didn't know they was gonna do this. Yeah, he did.
Right.
It said phone number.
Yeah. You put in 9 numbers. That's not accident.
That quick.
Right. You did your job. So high five.
Like,
Stay on top of them. He'll buy one in a couple years.
so, I mean, what's crazy is I'm having another baby.
Did you?
Right? So there's a point to this, right? So I shop everything once a year. Car insurance, right? I'm even looking for a HELOC at this point that I just got, right? But I'm different because I hate debt, I hate bills. I just want to literally take me HELOC to pay electricity, everything out for 2 years. And I'll pay the small payment back because I don't want no issues going forward. Can't stand it, right? I hit the wrong site by mistake. Instead of hitting Fifth Third Bank, there's a third-party broker wants to broker me all these different banks. Now, here's what pissed me off. Within 30 seconds of me thinking I had Fifth Third Bank, I had 17 banks call me because they all just got my lead. They all got my soft pull, my credit report. That pissed me off. Yes. So depending on the time frame that you're getting a lead and calling someone, it can make a huge difference, right? Because I'm just looking, I'm just researching, I'm just gathering my evidence. Because what do they all want to do? It's their job to prove you don't. If you're selling the house and they're buying the house, it's their job to prove to you this house ain't worth $300,000. Now it's worth $250. As your lead goes, you're gonna win from it. You know? Or I want to sell my house. I want here to sell my house, right? But I want to go on your website to see what houses that you have. Then I want to go pull my own VPOs from my own estimate offerings to see if you're even in the ballpark figure of these houses, right? People do that all the time. Oh, they're selling it for this one. But Zillow said they can get this. So people get curious. People get anxious about it, right?
Which is why it's important to have your automated campaign set up where I have one in the valuation request leads that come in. It's an automated campaign or email that goes out that says, hey, like, it may not be right. It's usually off 20-some%. Let me do a deeper, valuation for you.
Yeah.
Gets you on the phone with them, learns more about the house, more about their motivation.
Yeah, so I mean, for you guys, marketing's done easy. It's a good thing. If you have questions, you can always ask Karen. She can call me. It's no big deal, right? But to be honest with you, just give me a text. And don't use me because I don't want you to think it's selfish. But do something collectively as a group.
Yeah.
You have more power. In my view, when you have more power, more money, then you can negotiate what they call added value. Free stuff.
Can you put together some ideas that we could do together as a company?
Volunteering.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about like. Yes, we will talk about it.
I mean, realistically, this is the reason why you have to do it. You know how many realtors there are in Jacksonville?
Oh gosh. Licensed, active licensed, are like 18, 19,000, but that recently changed. It went down to like 8,
How many homes are for sale?
4,000.
Maybe less than
Something.
Now you know why Chad and Sandy spend the money they spend with it. Right? Your name has to be out there. You gotta be doing something. I'm not saying like you're gonna want to. I'm not saying that if you do something it's gonna blow up, right?
Be consistent.
But you gotta give it a chance. You gotta give it a risk. You gotta jump for it. day, you gotta jump. It's the only thing you can do to set yourself difference. You know?
And with the changes with the metaverse, yeah.
The metaverse is gonna be crazy. It really is. It's gonna be something different. I'm one of the leads in the Southeast region for the metaverse, and some of the stuff that I know doesn't make sense to me.
No.
But there's billions and billions of dollar companies backing this up.
If you guys have never seen the movie Ready Player One, you should watch it.
Hey, you don't have to make sense when you're making dollars.
Bad joke.
It's a good point, though.
Ready Player One is where we're heading.
You are.
So, I had a meeting with a guy that I knew. I had a meeting yesterday. Someone that has a real estate company. They, their marketing and everything, but they were spending $150,000 a month on direct mail, just direct mail.
So you were dealing with We Buy Homes, Live Homes.
Yellowbird.
Oh, same thing. I handled all their stuff too, right? Because people aren't stupid.
Well,
Why do you think Open Door left Jacksonville? You know what's Open Door was spending with me?
just
Just in Jacksonville?
How much?
About $140 a month.
yeah.
People aren't stupid. Don't make people feel they're dumb. Yellowbird, We Buy Homes. I literally saw a guy named Sam Bell, who's a really good friend of mine, and walked to some guy on the golf course and talking this shit. I'm like, dude, I'm in Airbnbs. What do? I rent out homes, and I pay them upfront cash. Then I Airbnb their house up. It's ingenious.
Mhm.
I was doing money put it somewhere else. I said, show me something. He walked up to this home from the lead that he had. The house was worth $185 all in all. That's what you paid for it.
100.
68 cash.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the companies, right?
Yep.
Now, that shit's coming to an end. How many We Buy Homes billboards y'all see anymore? It's a technology. I go type in my address right now and tell you exactly what my house is worth, what I can get for it, what I can get a wholesale. Those companies are coming to a screeching halt. House. Most likely it's not gonna trust, so now he's about to get capital gains tax. He really doesn't give a shit, so he just sells the house for nothing because he gets it gone. Right? And let them quit advertising, right? Because out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, that's right.
The best scenario I can tell you is this: is if I decide to throw a party at my house this weekend, and I'm having a toga party, and I don't send out invitations, what happens?
Don't do that.
But I will get my annual crew to show up because they're my crew.
Amen.
None of them are dressed up. Now, if I go out and send out invitations, what happens? Everyone shows up. They're all wearing toga outfits. That's marketing 101. You got to get your message out there. Being cute, being pretty, being this doesn't get you nowhere, guys. You got to be on the front street, especially what y'all do. Y'all are fighting every day. Y'all are fighting as hard as my guys are, right? Because for every company that's calling, for every company one of my guys calls, there's fucking 3,000 companies across the country calling the same people. What makes you different? What stands y'all up? What do y'all do when your competitors are not doing?
And that's what we have to demonstrate in our marketing.
That's what you need to figure out. That's what you need to figure out is doing something different. And you don't have to do out of the box theory. But you gotta find out who your consumers are, demographic, and target. And you go after it, go after it. Go after it hard. 3 months, go after it super hard. This is what we can do because you already have a lead system set up in your system. Everyone's already agreed to it. So if everyone's already agreed to it, right? Now, if you're wrong, but everyone's already agreed to it here. Go in for a joint call. I don't care if it's $250 a month or $500 a month in the first program or $100 a month. Find something that suits y'all and go after it. Because let me ask you a question. If you didn't work for this company, would you know about Sandbar Realty? If I didn't work for iHeart Media, I would know about iHeart Media. You know why? They're the largest advertiser in the country. But we don't pay no money because we own 900 radio stations. So regardless if I work for them or not, I know who they are. If I go walking out on the street, do you want to know y'all? I could go to 5 open houses today and ask if they know who you are. That's it. Everyone will tell me. Maybe 10% will say yes. That's the level you want to get to. That's the level. And you know why they created the show Selling Los Angeles? Those are their marketing dollars. They're not buying advertisement. They created a show, right? The two lovers and companies, and you got this girl over here who thinks she's hot. I've only seen the show 3 times. And I can tell you what these characters do. They say their name. What their personalities are.
The question is like what your size is for what your spending ability is
Right.
relative to what your goals are. Like it doesn't make sense for us to have a billboard and to be on a shopping cart. It's not worth your dollar
Correct.
to get that. It's like growth.
You have to have a goal in your head, right? How much
You have
money
to scale proportion.
you want to make, right? My wife delivers babies for a living. Sucks to be her. Because she set the same income every year. I'm a national director. They gave me an option. They said, you want a salary, you want commission? I'm taking commission. I don't want to be controlled. I want to be able to make what I'm going to make and get it over with, right? You guys are in the same boat, right? So you have a goal, you have a goal, you have a goal, you have a goal, you have a goal. Where you want to be in life? What's up to you? Figure out how long it can make you get there. You're doing the same shit. You're going to be in the same boat. You might make your 50, 60, 80, 100, 150. That's great. Do you want to stay there forever? My goal is, I'm 40 years old. I want to retire at 8 years old. I'm done. Now, will I have a secondary income? Absolutely, because we don't grow age, right?
Yeah.
But I'm the guy who started the Roth IRA at 24 years old. And I have increased contributions year over year, much of that, right? But that's not where I'm looking to get my retirement from. It's my job. I want to sell this much business, this much advertisement, and call it a day. That's your mindset, your mentality that you have to be. And how you gonna get there is you guys have to come together and figure out, A, do we want to do this together, or B, we're gonna do it alone. I'll make it clear, if you're doing it alone, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. With 8 people, you have 8 creative ideas to figure out what you want to do. By yourself, will they help you? Maybe. Maybe. The creative's on you. Or you call a company, you're like, hey, I'm gonna do this, like, great, I need some creative ideas. Now you're going off with someone who really doesn't give a shit about you. The companies that I see that show me how much money they're losing on a daily basis. Actually, let me see if I can pull up some muscle this year.
I know a lot of like my girlfriend likes books, and so she's like in a lot of monthly community. You know, a ton of testimonies of people that like egregious amount of money on for clicks per day. They don't have
The return.
or just don't have a system set. They don't have like WordPress. So they don't have like a social media following. So I just this happens. It's nothing. It's nothing fun with it.
Oh, it depends. So if you're buying pay per click, it's not a bad gimmick, right? So if you're buying words that no one else is buying, it's cheap. It's about like 10 cents a click. It only gets expensive when you start buying words that other people are buying. Now Google goes, hey, I got you. Here we go. You guys are gonna battle it out. Then it becomes a rock way. He's paying 10 cents. You're paying 50. He's paying 75. How much budget is this gonna have? I'm gonna send one of those keywords directly to him. Then with him. Once he gets his, I send it to him. Since you only have $500 budget, I'm just gonna send you a couple and get. Because if I keep exceeding your expectations, your budget's gonna be over by the 5th of the month. So it all depends.
With advertising for real estate, isn't it? Aren't we all, like, you say Chad and Sandy, aren't we looking for essentially the same demographic as Chad and Sandy?
Yeah.
People looking to buy or sell a house in Jacksonville.
So say, do something different they're not doing.
Yes, we want to.
The only reason why you hear Morgan and Morgan and One Hair X Gary and all these guys on the radio is where your car's in an accident. You're in your car. It's subconsciously in your brain. That's why. Other than that, they wouldn't spend the money. You know why they're on TV? Because it shows you a picture of what? A car accident. It's in your mind. There it is. It goes back to, you ever heard a song as a kid? When you hear it now, 20, 30 years later, and you're right back with it? It's the same exact thing, right?
Brainwashing.
Basically, yes. But you guys want to step outside the box and do something different, right? I wouldn't follow Chad and Sandy on what they're doing because Chad and Sandy's doing radio in like 23 markets across the country, right? When you call them, it represents a call center. It's doing something totally different. Do something outside the box and figure out what you can do, video testimonials, and any way you can and straight from that direction.
What I'll do if we want to focus on like a group thing, right? What the most benefit for everybody is you and I can collab on some outside the box stuff,
Yeah,
and then
I mean, you guys can come together and buy pay-per-click straight through Google yourselves, and Google will set it up for you. Now, don't ever use a guy like me, because we're going to charge you a 25% management fee. We're going to manage it to say you have $1,000 to spend. $250 is already gone, right? But Google will do it for you. You got to call them.
yeah,
Like, hey, this is what I'm looking to do, and I got to make sure it works.
I need to pick your brain about like overall stuff too, because I know you got to go and I'll be here too. But thank you so much for your time. Any questions? Other questions? We'll probably have you back there. He's gonna send us some list, some pricing, I guess. But you and I will talk.
Yeah.
What's your baby do?
September 22nd.
No way!
So-
That's awesome.
Juliana is born on the 17th. This was the 22nd. I'm the 26th. My anniversary